Hi everyone, just discussing the reading progress for this week. Um, the fifth season. I am somewhat, I think, three-fourth way through. Hopefully, I'll finish the book in time. So, my reaction is that because I find fantasy a little difficult to read, I found some parts of it a little bit tough and confusing, especially when this is a little while ago, but when Cyanide and Albaster were making their journey, I found what was happening to them a little bit confusing, and I didn't want to reread it too much because it just feels academic if I do that. But there are some parts that stood out to me, and I think parts of Asun are mostly what are really speaking to me, and even Damaya. Both of these characters are, I think, I can identify with them more. Isoon because she's a mother and she's lost a child and she's looking for a child, and Damaya because that's a perspective from a child who is an outcast, who is basically being suppressed for being who she is. And it's just like a test of, even when her guide is pressing her hand, I couldn't help but like flinch a little bit because it was just something that really made my skin crawl. I think that's just my instinct of learning or hearing or reading if a child is being hurt. But there were some remarkable parts of the book as well. So there's page 190 where Asun is going with Hoa, and she just there are these lines. Also, you have a lot of experience with children who are secretly monsters. So you offer your hand. Hoa looks surprised. He stares at it, then at you. And there is something in his gaze that is entirely human and grateful for your acceptance in that moment. It makes you feel a little more human too, amazingly. So we see here that one thing that's interesting that I've mentioned before as well is that Asun is a second person voice, a narrative, and I've quite enjoyed her narrative because of the way she talks, and she's going through trying to recognize Hoa's strength, trying to find her child in this child, but not really because her child is very different from Hoa. Hoa is a completely different person, but I think they share some kind of emotion, and that's very interesting to see. And the next is actually right next to it, so it's page 191, and it's Damaya at the fulcrum of it all. So after the guardian treats Damaya really badly and tries to control her, it's also, I feel like, her self-worth is being suppressed, and she's being belittled for the strength that she has. And I'm just going to read the first few lines of this chapter, which are they kind of made me sad. There's an order to life in the fulcrum. Waking comes with dawn, since that's what Damaya always did back on the farm. This is easy for her. For the other grids, and that's what she is now, an unimportant bit of rock, ready to be polished into usefulness, or at least to help grind other, better rocks. Waking comes when one of the instructors enters the dormitory and rings a painful loud bell, which makes them all flinch, even if they're already awake. Everyone groans, including Damaya. She likes this. It makes her feel like she's part of something. So you can see here that how insignificant Damaya feels at this moment, because she's been othered before, because she's being controlled. She even likes being imprisoned because she's a part of something. So that really affected me, I think, in the reading. So far, some of the reading has been a little difficult for me, but I think overall I've enjoyed this book more than the others. And this is the extra reading that I just started doing for the research paper. Still kind of all over the place, but I'm gonna try and get some extra reading done this week, so I have an idea of what I'm doing. But yes, thank you.